Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, good. We got music. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. As I was saying, El Perro de Vera is at blame. El Perro de Vera is the Hispanic representation from Snow Dub Music and Entertainment. Let me turn off this stuff here. So this is actually from last week, where I intended to pop into Jolly's stream. And the idea would be that I would have this stupid dog. Wow, these are great lights. It's a shame that Christmas is over right now. But if Christmas was still on, I would totally keep this running. But we're going to turn it off here. What is that? What is that white thing over there? I want to know what that little... I want to know what this is. Wait, I'm pointing at it. Oh, I see. Green screen. What up, Snortapoopus Q Burr? It is fantastic seeing you here. Snortapoopus Q Burr is our polar bear representation. A great friend who is seen amongst many friends, up to and including Loki's Mornings of Mischief. And in fact, that is where I met Mr. Snorty. So we are going to play some Nintendo 64. Not to be mistaken with Nintendogs 64, which I don't think existed. This is indeed my first microphone ever. But seriously, this is my Samsung G-Track Pro condenser microphone, as opposed to the Samsung Q9U, which is a fine microphone and is totally not at fault, because how can it be at fault? It's an XLR microphone. It's a dumb XLR microphone. It plugs into a sound interface. For whatever reason, my M-Audio interface decided, or maybe Windows or device drivers decided to be kind of like inconsiderate at the final hour. So, to be expedient, I swapped out microphones, and that is why I am now using this thing that is attached to this convoluted little shock mount, which, I mean, like, it's a good microphone, but with the shock mount installed, I need like a smaller boom arm, you know, like I need a shorter boom arm that allows me to kind of maneuver this a bit more, but we're going to let it be. We're going to let it be. Alrighty, I do want to say hello to Lady Mist, Dadman Walking 55. Good to see you, Dadman. I hope you're doing wonderful. I know you're going to bed soon. Before I get into trouble, my man. Yeah, he's a gentleman. He did make good on that promise. He said he was going to send me some links, a link to a video discussion about, the Baton Death March, and he did. And I'm looking forward to watching it. And it's a little toasty in here. We're going to open up the window, the invisible window, and I'm going to figure out how to turn off these Christmas lights. And I also want to say hello to the Padawannabe, Pop Culture Mechanic. How you doing, buddy? Awesome one. Some person who I used to think was some other person, but he's actually some person. But good guy, nonetheless. Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips. Oh my goodness, I didn't turn on my browser extension. That's what she said. And LCX, who had a bump in stream. Hey, what up, James? But yeah, LCX had a bump in stream today, as LCX often does. You guys should subscribe to LCX. And in the meantime, I'm going to look for the button. I don't even remember which browser I use the extension on. Is it a Chrome extension or a Firefox extension? I honestly don't remember. I think it's a Chrome extension, which means I have to go to youtube.com, got to go to YouTube Studio, open up the chat a second time, so that we can utilize that browser extension, which allows us to see all of the chats on screen along with the emojis. I apologize for the haphazard preparation here tonight, guys. I wasn't expecting the microphone to misbehave on me. But we're going to have a little fun. We're going to spend about an hour. And we're going to do a little astrophotographical survey here. Yeah, well, I'm sure you'll one day get into it. I mean, if you get bored enough, I don't know what you think about N64 LCX. Hey, the chat's not on screen yet. Let's fix the chat box, and then we will disable these Christmas lights. There we go. I sure hope the box is the right size. I totally resized that window in such a way that I'm gonna bet you that if I switch here, hey, there's no YouTube chat. Let's copy pasta that. There we go. And let's make the chat window a little bit wider so that people can make long-winded messages if they so desire. And good, I got the little window open so that I can see the Nintendo 64 stuff. Oh yeah, I don't know if I should be showing the flash cartridge on screen. Well, here's a flash cartridge, guys. Totally sketchy, but totally utilitarian too. I mean, a flash cartridge is a fantastic accessory because, like, even if you own the games, and especially if you own the games, a flash cartridge allows you to avoid exerting wear and tear on your games. So, you know, I got games, got a collection, but having a flash cartridge is super duper handy dandy. So, real quick, let's get these Christmas lights out of the way. Good, there we go. Now we got Tian Shan, the mountains of heaven. Anytime. Oh, yo, Rampage is off the hook. It's pretty good. I mean, I don't think it's a good single-player game. Ah, California Ford 44. It's lovely seeing you here. I hope you have had a Merry Christmas. I hope you and your son, who looks like a very upstanding young boy, might I add. No, truly, he looks like a good kid. Yeah, no, I hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas. Flash, ooh. Okay, let's take a look at the astrophotographical stuff real quick. So I'm going to switch to my right side monitor. Oh, before we do that, let me make sure I have my camera in the corner of the screen on every scene in OBS so that you guys can see my face while I play Nintendo or something like that. I was looking at the screen really closely, wasn't I? Alrighty, that'll have to suffice for this camera angle, although I feel like this should be at the bottom like that. Yeah, usually we like to do this stuff, and by we I mean I like to do this stuff before a stream. Ooh, far out. Good, good, good. I got the cute little oval. Where am I? Oh, I see. Alright, let's get rolling here. Okay, so real quick, we need to check on the astrophotographical imaging rig because oh, why thank you. Tell Mrs. Dadman Merry belated Christmas, and it's wonderful to hear from both of you. But especially Mrs. Dadman Walking. She's the cool one. I'm kidding, you're both cool. Aw, why thank you. I did have a good Christmas. I pre-ordered the Nintendo 64 in 1996. Still have all of my games. And that's back when Popcorn Mechanic was even younger and handsomer than he is today. That's a real picture of him, by the way. Like, he literally, like, you see this dude in real life, he literally looks like this. Like, he's in cartoon colors. It's kind of eerie at times, but that's literally, he comes into that factory, and people are like, how the hell is there a three-dimensional cartoon? But he pulls it off. Okay, jokes aside, we got to check the astro imaging rig. We got the telescope pointing. Yeah, that's right. That's right, smart man. She's my better half. No, but true. I'm sure that Mrs. Dadman is indeed your better half. Okay, so there's our telescope. It's pointing pretty much directly up. I already did a meridian flip to ensure that the back of the camera does not bump into the tripod. Now, we had a problem where when the telescope was slewing from the eastern side of the pier to the western side of the pier, this camera, the guide scope camera, would lose connectivity. So I swapped out USB cables, and then the motorized focuser was dropping connectivity, and it turned out the power cable for that was dropping out. And this is not a surprise at all, because you see, in the wintertime, when you get that good and proper cold snap, the cables get stiff, and that can make them more prone to metal fatigue and damage. But more importantly, it can just make them stiff, so that if you have a power cable going into something, it's more likely to pull it out. So imagine like a regular laptop charger before USB Type-C. That's the situation with the motorized focuser. And so that cable is kind of half in and half out. It's okay, no problem. I pushed it in. I wrapped the cable around something to prevent other things from influencing it. Great. And then the camera dropped connectivity, so I put a new cable in again. But no big deal. I was using a used cable. This time I put a brand new cable in. So, see how this goes. But you can see we're looking at a star cluster right now. This is M38. I don't know what the name of it is. NGC 1912, but a lot of times if you open these up in Stellarium, they'll have like a cute name, like, named after some creature, like the Scooby-Doo star cluster. I used to have it. My brother had a Nintendo Power subscription. I used to use his Nintendo Power subscription to figure out how to beat Metroid. Yes, this is actually true. Alright, okay, so we got the star cluster in view, and it's not centered. Now, I'm honestly not sure if plate solving will work right now, but we're going to try it out. Okay, good. So identify that the object is here, so it should now automatically recenter the target. Great. Now that we have the target recentered, before we resume the stream, we're going to just go ahead and initiate some automated stuff here. So we're going to open up the Deep Sky Sequence Planner. You know what? Let's start recording. There we go. So yeah, we acquired the target. It's actually out of focus right now. And what we're going to do is... Oh, yeah. We should look into that. I might have to spend some time on the back, behind the scenes looking into that. But I don't know if the asteroid that... One of the asteroids happened to be Apophis, but I know Apophis is often, or has been in the news in the past. And it's one of these asteroids that makes close flybys, but isn't hitting the Earth per se, but just makes like such a close flyby that it's flying somewhere between, like, it's closer than the moon, but not close enough to, like, enter our atmosphere. But that's still pretty close in, in cosmic terms. Interesting, though. We should look into that. All right. So anyway, we got our star cluster. It's in the center of the frame. And we're going to automate this. So we got our parameters dialed in. Now, the exposure time will change to whatever setting I put into the automated sequence. The thermal controls are more important. We have a thermoelectric cooler. Because it's so damn cold outside, we now have it set to negative 15 degrees Celsius. I've already collected calibration frames to match most of the exposure times and settings that I would be inclined to use. Oops. Speaking of which, we're going to change the gain from 1700 down to 1600. Gain, I would say, at least to me, it resembles adjusting the ISO. How light sensitive the sensor is to light. I may be wrong about some detail there, but the bottom line is that there's no point in cranking it beyond a 1600 gain because the camera's full well depth, meaning that if you're doing a long exposure that's collecting photons, it can't really collect any more photons beyond what it can collect at this setting. So for a while, I was using a number called 1700 because I read it somewhere on a forum, and I was like, okay, let's try it out. And it worked. But because I read somewhere else you're supposed to use 1600, we're going to set it to 1600. So there we go. Okay, so we got all of the jazz. We're on the red filter. We got automatic histogram stretching, meaning if the image is too dark, it'll crank up the brightness just as a preview so that we can at least see what we're aimed at. And, oh, we have our target acquired, but we didn't engage... Ah, crap. Okay, no, never mind. We're good. I got worried for a second. So here's our auto guiding. You can even see the star cluster in there. See, look, little star cluster. There is some variation in the atmosphere, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem, I hope. So we're going to lock onto a guide star. And you can see we got the little peak right over there. And we also have multiple stars that it's going to average itself against. So we should be able to keep a target lock, hopefully. And so now we're going to open up Deep Sky Sequence Planner. And we got LRGB and Hydrogen Alpha. So what we're going to do is we're going to put Hydrogen Alpha at the bottom of the list. And since this is a mere star cluster, we're going to do 1 minute exposures of everything. Maybe 2 minute exposures. No, we'll do 1 minute. I honestly, yeah, we'll do 1 minute. And we're going to do Hydrogen Alpha at about 5 minutes exposure time. So basically to do like 4 in the luminance filter. That's 4 minutes, 5, 10, 15. And then, 5 times 4 is 20 minutes. So yeah, we're going to do it 4 times. So by the time the stream ends, it'll have already taken these different pictures, multiple times. And essentially, we take color pictures using a red, green, and blue filter in black and white, and then we combine the colors later on. Okay, so it looks good here, looks good here, looks good here, looks good here, looks good here. Now, I'm not going to leave you guys hanging too long, but I kind of just rushed here, and I got to go run to the restroom. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to fire this up. You're going to watch the autofocus routine, and I promise to be back really quickly so that we can go and play Nintendo 64. But before I do that, I will catch up with the chat a little bit. Now, I like to do put a little suffix at the end of the file name so that I know that this was captured during an automated imaging run. So that, at least I, know if there's any weird quirks about it. I know under what conditions the raw data was collected. So we got our file name. And so now what it's going to do, it's going to run through a little script. And it's basically going to start the autofocus. And what it basically does is it measures the stars getting smaller or larger. And in theory, it should get like stars that look larger. And then as the stars get smaller and smaller, that means it's getting a better score. For each of these score points, these little triangles, it has to get 3 samples. So it takes 3 pictures and it assigns a score to it. So presumably the score will keep improving and go to the bottom. And then when it completely bottoms out and hits a peak, it'll start getting worse again. So you get better, better, better. Then it'll go worse, worse, worse. Or worse, worse, and worse. And it'll plot a little line over it called a V-curve. And that V-curve is what allows the software to instruct the motorized focuser to advance to the optimal position where everything's in focus. Then it'll take the prescribed amount of pictures. And when it's done with the prescribed amount of pictures, it'll then repeat that process on each filter. So at the beginning of switching to a filter, it'll run the autofocus routine. Then it'll take pictures. So, yeah, real quick, let's see how our chat is doing. And we're going to definitely, I promise you, when I get right back to my desk, we're going to play N64. Is this a video I should be playing? Oh, it's Queen. Queen is alright, but I'm definitely not playing Queen on my channel. But you guys should click on that link on that awesome one posted if you want to listen to Queen. Ah, there's the V curve. Oh, I'm blocking it. See, little red line. So it doesn't have to be an exact science, but it's good enough. It knows that more or less it'll be in focus over here. Now that was actually a initial like measurement. Now it's gonna do the true measurement. It's gonna focus and it's gonna start taking pictures in the luminance filter. Luminance is a combination of red, green, and blue. It's sort of like just a transparent piece of glass that only blocks infrared and UV light. And you use it sort of to make the stars and details in a picture pop out a little bit more. But of course, it's going to be more susceptible to light pollution. Luckily, we have a moon and sky glow filter in the imaging train. So we actually have a filter wheel. We got one of these, but better, attached to the telescope. You see, look, we got some filters in there. And what is that we have this thing, but in front of it, okay, so on one side you have the camera. So the camera's over here, I guess. So let's just say the camera's over here. But on this side of the filter wheel, we have a moon and sky glow filter, essentially a light pollution suppression filter. So before the light even hits these filters, we've already reduced some of the unwanted forms of light. And then, depending on what filter I'm on, it may very well further reduce light pollution. If it doesn't, that's all right. We can manage with that. But primarily narrowband filters will reduce light pollution. Red, green, and blue filters won't really reduce light pollution, but a red, green, and blue filter being a broadband filter will at least allow you to tune the light. So if you're only taking pictures in red, you can kind of tweak it to kind of manage how light pollution impacts that image. And then oftentimes I find that depending on the night, the blue or green filter is more susceptible to being impacted by light pollution. And so I might have to adjust the, histogram or something more aggressively for the blue or green filter. Now, let's see if anyone has any questions, concerns. Yeah, it was closer than the moon. Yeah, I believe that was Apophis. Let's see here real quick. Let's see if we can Google asteroid NASA near pass or near miss, near pass. I guess a little bit of both. 2024 PT5. NASA will track the asteroid's close pass on January 2025. Okay, so that's a little while. Bennu, that's a cute name. Bennu. What's Bennu? Bennu. This carbon-rich asteroid comes with 186. Wait, this carbon-rich asteroid comes within 186,000 miles of Earth every 6 years. See, okay, so this is not unlike Apophis. Okay, speaking of Apophis, this asteroid I'm just reading the screen, is expected to pass within 19,790 miles of Earth in 2029. 19,000 miles. Now, bear in mind that the moon is about 250,000 miles away. So it's approximately somewhere between 250 and 300,000 miles away from us. So 20,000 miles is, it's pretty close. I'm not really concerned. If the calculations are right and expectations are set correctly, it's fine. But, of course, can the calculations be off? I wonder. Of course, there's a lot of rabbit holes of conspiracies where people will say, oh, why are these rich people building rockets? And it's like, I think they're just building rockets. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's more to it. I doubt it, but you never know. But I do believe that we should be, putting a lot of effort into space. I'm not saying that we should, be, depriving people of living standards on Earth, but, we can get a lot out of space. I think people underestimate the benefits of doing stuff in space. And I'm not talking about jerking off in the space shuttle in orbit. I'm talking building things and mining resources and things of that nature. Anyway, getting back on topic here. Well, we are on topic. We can see on the right side of the monitor, we got the star cluster. Notice there's actually two star clusters, NGC 1907. And if you Google it, it might very well have a real name or a cutesy-wootsy name. And we have NGC 1912. So we got this one and this one. And you know what? I picked it at random, but I'm glad I did. So the auto guiding is more or less keeping us on target. I say it's more or less keeping us on target. I have some concerns. My polar alignment might need to be redone. Might have to give this thing some TLC very soon because I'm getting a little bit of getting some questionable readings on his guiding graph here, I'm just not liking it. I'm not feeling it. I feel like this should be a little bit, better. But if it's good enough, maybe it's fine. But I have some funny feeling here that I'm going to have to, go outside tomorrow, check if this scope is even balanced correctly. Then, if it's a clear night after sunset, I'm going to have to do polar alignment again, which has been a while. But last time I checked the polar alignment, it was good enough for me not to change it. But we're going to kind of cross our fingers here. Maybe it's my settings. Maybe it's not getting enough light. Maybe the atmosphere has some clouds in it that's causing the star to jump around. So what we could do is maybe pick a new guide star. But one thing I hate about multi-star guiding is when you do it this way, you don't really get to pick what star you get to pick. What you do is you adjust the gain or the brightness, and then you click on this little button and it scans. And hopefully it doesn't pick this one up here, because this one here is Okay, better. Good, good, good. Let's do it. Let's lock the target. Turn on trend lines. Clear it. And I'm going to step away. So do you guys want to see what's going on here? Or do you guys want to look at the guiding graph? Well, speak soon. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm behind on the chat here. I didn't realize it. Hey, what up, Karumi? Good man. Good to see you, man. He got good content, yo. Karumi also likes No Better. He likes No Better a lot. At least that's the legend. That's the rumor on this street. The word on this street is that Karumi loves No Better. But jokes aside, it's good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Hello, Popcorn Mechanic, David Person, California, Ford, Slim and Dead Man Walking. Popcorn, pop culture, same thing. Kasuna, better than Chikane, and Flair, aka Karumi. Yo! And how you doing, Wade? It's good to see you, man. Hit me up on a DM, man. But jokes aside, yeah, I need to find that power adapter so that I can, like, charge it. So what happened was, it's in a box. The box kind of spilled its contents out in another box, and now I got to go and look through this larger box to find the freaking thing. But I got the Game Boy on my desk. Hey, what up, Nintendo? Good to see you, man. I'm going to drop out real quick. I'm going to drop in. It's probably fine, because there's a giant fireball in the sky falling. Never mind, it was the sun. Well, you never know. There's a great Twilight Zone episode, some person. I think it's called the Night of the Never-Ending Sun or some crap like that. And basically it's about the Earth, for some oddball reason, is falling into the sun. So it keeps getting hotter and hotter. And I like that initial premise. I mean, of course, there's always a plot twist, right? But I like that premise because it's like, even though it's not exactly entirely realistic, it's like one way or another, maybe there is a circumstance where something like that can happen. And you can see where it can get ugly. I mean, like, what do you even do if the Earth gets hotter and hotter, you know? Like, I mean, you got this lady in her New York apartment. She's running the air conditioner at full blast. This is like the late 50s, early 60s. So whatever air conditioner they have probably sucks balls. Then again, sometimes older technology is less efficient and actually works better in certain ways, but it also wastes a ton more electricity. But anyway, yeah, so this lady's in, like, it's getting like 105 degrees outside and it's not getting any cooler. The air conditioner is woefully inadequate. And the power company turns off the power and like every day, at least an hour, and it gets longer and longer each day. And there's going to come a point, and whether they go over the engineering aspects of it, you know that transformers and power stations. What up, Slim? Good to see you, bud. Hope Slim's doing well. You know that transformers can't handle like heat exceeding well above 120, 130 degrees Fahrenheit. So, it's kind of a freaky premise, you know? Now, ideally, if let's say the Earth was going away from the Earth, let's say something was happening where it got colder, well, you can always burn stuff. You can always wear layers of clothing and set things on fire. Now, I mean, that may not work indefinitely. You're not going to be growing any crops. But if you have some nuclear power, you can definitely, like, generate electricity and then, essentially grow crops using nuclear power. So not all is lost. Just depends on how committed the status quo, the establishment, are to preserving your life. I'd imagine that if something like that happened, it would be like more like Congress. The Congress, like literally, I've seen these documentaries on the History Channel where Congress has like this underground bunker in Washington, D.C., like a safe house set up. And it's like they got bunk beds for all of the senators and the congressmen and their families. And it's like, the rest of y'all, screw yourselves. It's just kind of like messed up in a way, but like, that's why a lot of these conspiracy theories, you'll see people argue that there's like a secret society living underground. I don't really buy that, but I can see where they're coming from. I mean, maybe at least there's a system of tunnels between different cities, maybe, but my point is that, yeah, like, unfortunately, just because the technology exists to make it possible to sustain life under those conditions, under conditions where the surface of the Earth is no longer habitable, doesn't mean that, us peasants or normal people will be part of it. But, maybe somebody will have a vision and realize that you need the little people, the plebes, the plebeians, in order to get things done. Oh, I sort of, don't ruin it. No. I don't give a shit about spoilers too much, but I don't want to be responsible for spoiling it. So yeah, don't read some person's chat unless you want to ruin the episode. But it's like a half hour long or 40 minutes, so it's like, you know, sooner or later you get the punchline. But he's right. That's exactly how the episode ends. I'm trying to put my headphones away. And that's the thing. Is like the lady wakes up from a fever dream and she's like, "Oh, it's not hot outside. It's cold." Okay, I'm gonna ruin it now. It's not hot outside. It's actually really cold outside, and the Earth isn't moving towards the sun. It's moving away from the sun. And she's like, "Oh, thank God. That's fucking wonderful." And everyone's like, "What's wrong with you, lady?" But she just had a dream where she was like in the never-ending sun. So for her, it's like, actually, this is totally fine, you know? And I think I remember correctly, I don't think it was just that the Earth was falling towards the sun. I think New York was like under 24-hour sun, but I could be wrong. I might be mixing up episodes because, like, if you were moving towards the sun, but the Earth was rotating, then you should at least get a little bit of reprieve at nighttime. And I don't mean a whole lot, but, you know, something. I mean, that's why I love that episode. It's like, I can sit here talking to myself all day, just kind of going over back and forth on the physics therein. Or, you know, how that works. Anyway, I'll be right back, guys. Hang in there. Thank you so much. We're going to play N64 right after I get back. We'll leave the star cluster on screen for you guys. I have hereby returned. We shall now play Nintendo 64. Now, I got one question. How are the batteries in my Rumble pack? Well, we're going to find... What thing? What did I forget to put on? What thing? Oh, I did. I did forget that. You're right. I literally said I was going to leave the stars on, and I didn't. Well, here's what they look like. I might have. No, I'm kidding. I mean, I went to the real bathroom. I was just fast. Like, I totally did not use any type of wee-wee pad. Like, I definitely don't have a wee-wee pad in the corner, on the floor, Velcro to the floor, for dogs or humans. Actually, those things disgust me. Seriously, like, I don't mean not. If anybody uses wee-wee pads, that's okay. For the dog, not for themselves. If you're human using a wee-wee pad on the floor, that's just weird. But, like, I mean, the dogs, like, it's like it gets on the bathroom tile, and then the pee, you know, gets in the bathroom, the grout between the tiles. That can't be good. Yeah, I wish, like, that's something I might have done when I was a teenager. I'm not going to admit to it right now, but I might have done that out a window. Eventually, the Earth would crash into the sun. Yeah, so, and that's the thing. So, the physics of that, and this is something that, like, we should open up Space Engine to do, but we're not going to do that because we're going to play Nintendo 64. And we're going to start by... just kind of doing a little testing here, exploring, because like there's actually a handful of whatchamacallit games that are widescreen compatible, so to speak, or that are designed to be played in widescreen. So we're gonna take a look at that and how that works. Now, you might remember on some TVs, pretty much any widescreen. Goodness gracious, that was a little worrisome. Oh yeah, this is one of those Nintendo 64 wears powers. Holy shit. That is like downloading a T-Gen in 2001. But yeah, oh, wait, we need sound. We need sound. You got sound, I don't have sound. I need to get myself sound. I'm glad you guys can hear sound, I certainly can't. I'm gonna remedy that right now. Oh! I'll put my headphones in my microphone. Where is the sound going? Okay, I got sound. Now you guys tell me. Can you hear me? Am I too loud? Am I too low? Do I need to adjust the audio for the video game? This is of the utmost importance. It wouldn't be good customer service now, would it? I'm gonna lower the audio by about a few decibels. Tell me if that's satisfactory. Is that satisfactory? Okay, well, that answers that question. Thanks, Pop. Is that better? It's better, but is it good enough? Is it good enough for you? No, I'm kidding. Jokes aside, though, let me know if it can come down any more. Okay, Slim says it's a thumbs up. He knows what's up. So right off the bat, we are already in full screen mode. So let's talk about how this works. So typically on a genuine Nintendo 64, while playing the game, you can go into the settings menu. And this is available in South Park 64. This is available in Banjo-Tooie and Perfect Dark. And you can literally see that I have widescreen mode off. Oh, that's right. I guess it turns it off every time you reset the game. Use the control stick. Okay, so on. So there we go. So originally it was actually a non-widescreen image stretched out. Now what it did was it kind of compressed the image. So typically what it would normally look like would be something like this. Okay, good. So basically, like on a normal TV, you would actually turn off widescreen, right? So let's turn off widescreen real quick because I want you guys to see like what it should look like. So no widescreen, look at that. You got a 4:3 aspect ratio image, which is more or less closer to a square. But when you turn on widescreen, whether it be on a high def TV or a standard definition TV, it literally just compresses the image. Now, on a modern widescreen TV, all you would do is use the stretch button. You would literally press a button on your remote that would stretch the image. And a lot of times when people first got high definition TV, they didn't realize that you were supposed to switch the channel to a high definition channel. This is what a lot of people would do. Or if they didn't have their cable box hooked up using modern, cables, they were still using composite video cables, they would actually have to do this. They would have to they wouldn't have to do it, but people would just say, oh, I have a widescreen TV, but I have these black bars on the side. So a lot of people would just stretch the image, which would be kind of dumb because now everyone has a fat head. But some people just prefer filling up the whole screen, I guess, regardless of that. However, when you hook up an N64 to a modern high-def TV, now N64 by default only has composite video cables. So, like what you would hook up to an old VCR or an old TV. And by default, the image would be, once again, pillar box. And yes, you could stretch it, but if you stretch it, the image is going to be all fat. And I think that's kind of dumb. But a handful of games, particularly by Rareware and South Park 64, had a setting in the settings menu like this. And when I turned on that setting, you saw exactly what happened. We still have a 4:3 image, but all of the elements on screen are crushed up. And it does that because if I was using the remote control on a widescreen TV, this would happen. And suddenly, like, that stretching feature that normally makes crap look ugly is actually correcting it or bringing it to the correct aspect ratio. And so that is the basis of N64 games played in widescreen. Now, obviously, the resolution isn't going to be, better. It's not going to make it magically high def, but we did do a couple of things here to help it out. So, for one, my Nintendo 64 has what they call an Ultra HDMI. How do I get out of this? Okay, good. So, the Ultra HDMI, I actually have a hotkey combo. Like, I literally had to solder the chip for the gamepad. Like, there's a chip on the N64 motherboard, a microchip that I had to run a ribbon cable from to my modified HDMI board. And as a result, when it senses me pressing the left D-pad, Z button, L button, R button, and right C, or left C? Uh-oh, I forgot what buttons it was. Uh-oh. That's not good. I don't remember the key combo. I seriously don't remember the... How did I not remember the key combo right now? Alright, let's just get into the game and we'll figure it out while we're in game. Maybe I have to be in the pause menu. Okay, there it is. It's right D-pad, not left D-pad. So this is a menu that's being generated by the Ultra HDMI board that I installed on my N64. And this is because while Super Nintendo had RGB output support, N64, it had the video chip, the RCP, was able to output RGB. Hey, wait a second. Does this game have a save state problem? That's not good. This game might have a save... This cartridge might not be doing save states correctly. I'm gonna have to investigate that. But anyway, this menu literally does the basics. So, for example, we can adjust the resolution. We got it set to 1080p. Now, we can't magically eke out more resolution, but essentially what happens is you could convert RGB cables to SCART. You can convert the RGB signal to, component. You could buy specialty adapters that will pick up the RGB signal. In fact, like things like the Retro Tink, they will take the composite video signal and try to upscale it. But if you do run the RGB signal lines, because basically when they built N64, they did not run the RGB signal lines to the back of the video port. They just decided that nobody's going to buy that accessory, so they decided not to wire it up. But by simply connecting the 3 wires from the video chip to the back of the N64, yes, you can use RGB cables. Or cables that have an upscaler built into them that use the RGB signal. And so effectively that's what this board does. A couple of my past videos go through me performing the installation procedure of this accessory. But essentially I just keep it at 1080p because I don't really see a clear advantage of setting it to 720p unless I'm playing it on my plasma. On my older plasma, but and I certainly don't see a need to use 1200p. Okay, we got like most of these things are right where we want them to be. I haven't had any lag issues, so I don't really mess with this setting, but if I needed to, I could. Under options, we got some things including in-game reset. So if I didn't want to press the reset button on my N64, I can hold a number of buttons down on the gamepad to make that happen. And it looks like, yeah, I have this option on. You can't see it right now. It's kind of, stretched, but there is a number on the bottom left corner of the screen to tell us what display mode we have. We're going to disable that. We got this. If we find out the image is too dark, we can boost the gamma a little bit. And then if we want to induce scan lines, so we got none, and everything looks pixelated. We got hybrid, and we got like simple scan lines. And so this is sort of a quasi scan line filter that can help to make things look more blended. I have mixed reviews on it. And obviously, like, sometimes if you're blanking out every other line, you're going to make the image half as bright. So we're going to leave it alone for now. But there are times where it takes away the jagged edges or helps things to blend in. But it's not really a comprehensive scan line filter. So we got all of our parameters in here. In the meantime, let's see what the chat is doing. Yeah, apparently the ones I named is not... The list of games I named is not an exhaustive list by any measure, Slim. You should have timestamps for the chat so you know if the comment was for something. Oh, that's a good idea. I like that. I might. I'm not going to do that right now, but I am going to investigate that because it might be a good idea. Oh! Hey, I own this game. I think I own it. I might own this game. I don't know the difference. But no, jokes aside, I mean, it's an upscaler. It's not an up-renderer. This is definitely an upscaler because, well, this is not an upscaler. I would say this is just taking the RGB signals and outputting it in the display mode. It's not doing any upscaling. There's definitely no rendering whatsoever. No up-rendering whatsoever. But you can see where, like, adding scan lines or having a scan line filter can help to make things blend in a little bit nicely. So it's like I got a mixed attitude on that. I'm still kind of seeing if there's anything I can do to enhance that or make it look like better, but most likely what I usually do if I'm playing alone, I oftentimes do tend to favor the thing. Oh yeah, also you have this, so this has to do with like how you upscale the image. So if you upscale it by a fraction or integer, it kind of ensures that you're like not stretching it in the wrong kind of way. And depending on what setting you use for sharp pixels, it'll allow you to access different settings. So usually when you turn this off, I can get, or if I turn off one of these settings, I can get into more options. Right now, not so much. But we're going to leave it alone right now. Actually, wait, we need to check something. Yeah, we're going to leave it alone. And then this is another one. This is like because N64 has a blurring filter that blends the pixels together. This is supposed to anti-blur or de-blur the pixels. And so you might argue that, hey, maybe we want to have the blurring filter on. But usually I just leave it on automatic. Let the device figure out what to do. But this is another example where maybe what we really want to do is leave the blurry pixels on and turn on the scan lines. Because that can make a difference, I guess, right? But we're going to leave it alone for now. Just want to give you guys a crash course on what this is and how it works. Now, real quick, why is the start button not working? Oh, there we go. Okay, this is, I believe I already started this game. I sure hope I did. I'm a little worried if it's not saving the data. I might have to back up the SD card and do something to it. But yeah, it doesn't look anything like playing Banjo-Kazooie on a Nintendo. Oh, the Rumble Pack works. Let's just start the Rumble Pack. Oh, that's good. I like that. I think we are going to turn on the scan lines though. Well, one thing is, the Rumble Pack can be very distracting, but it does work. It definitely works. What do you guys think? Do you guys care? And we can also do this. We can do, we can get a view from Banjo's head. And this is actually a great way to see, like what a different setting does. So, you know, no scan line filter. Yes, scan line filter, or simple. Frame rate looks sad. Well, the frame rate I don't think was ever that good to begin with. Like, this is not doing anything to improve or hurt the frame rate. But generally, if you go fast, yeah. And it definitely does add imperfections. And the other day I was watching Big Angry Phil play this game. And even I think when Aris plays this game, it definitely looks better on the Wii. Or even on emulators sometimes you can get these things to look good. But yeah, I mean, like, yeah. Definitely, not much to write home about in terms of the frame rate. But sometimes I sit here for a few minutes kind of just obsessing over what setting to use. Because I do feel like adding artificial scan lines is kind of dumb. But if it obfuscates, you know, image quality issues, so be it. So let's keep walking here. And I'm not planning on beating this game. I mean, eventually I plan on beating it. But right now I'm just going to do a little test. I'm going to open up another game. Now, the next game we can open up Robotech. Not that I like Robotech. I hate Robotech. I like Super Dimension Fortress Macross. I do like that. But I do not like Robotech. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to be anal about that. But jokes aside, the Robotech game is basically, it's got the same crap as Macross, so it's like not necessarily like a bad thing. The thing about the Robotech game for N64 is it was never completed. Oh goodness gracious. Okay, so for my purposes, I'm going to do a test. I'm going to save my game. Wait, can I save it? Yeah, I can. None with overscan. What is none with overscan? Oh, well, I mean, whatever game I play, yeah, I'll make sure I, like, you know, bring the image size back to normal. Let's play that one next. Okay, there we go. It's going to be L, Z, R, start, and A and B is the in-game reset. So, Robotech, I believe, is an Americano game. MNOPQR. Robotech Crystal Dreams. Now, I'm gonna definitely crash at some point because like that's basically what happens when you play this game. You crash it. Oh, we got the song. You guys can hear the song, right? Let's watch the intro. Fuck you, Harmony Gold. More like Harmony shit. More like Harmony Litigate. Yeah, this is like wrecked, alright. This is totally robo-wrecked. I mean, like, clearly they didn't get a chance to finish this part of the intro here. They just took some 3D models or something, did a little panning, and here's where we are right now. Robotech. Play a mission. Play full campaign. Yeah, it'd be like the Biden campaign. Where am I? Game settings. Rejected face on. Oh, reflected face on. Misread that. Extra instruments. Well, I don't know. Maybe I want extra instruments. I don't know. Do I want Pop Culture Mechanic? Do I want extra instruments? External instruments? I feel like I do want external instruments. I mean, why wouldn't I want that? Space dust on. Settings. Oh man, this is like definitely like a debug menu type situation here where like they're looking to eliminate this menu after the game is released probably, but like, you know, when you're doing game testing. Oh goodness, I don't want to mess with that. Okay, let's get out of here. Oh crap. Technical files. Oh, this is kind of fun actually. We should review this. This alone might justify the scan lines. We're going to put on hybrid scan lines. I think it'll make it look a little bit more pleasing. Let me know, guys, if you want me to turn off the scan lines at all, alright? We still don't have full 3D field games like they had in this anime. Oh, yeah, dude. I remember many years ago there was a arcade machine made by Sega. It looked like a glass dome, and it had holograms. And I put that in quotations. They look like convincing holograms, but any hologram in the modern era, or at least, you know, in the past 20 years up to now, even when they look convincing, it's a bit of a parlor trick. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just the truth. So I remember when I was a kid, I went to the National Geographic Museum in Washington, D.C., and I saw this cool thing. It looked like a box, like I don't know, like this tall, this wide, and had an opening about yay big in it. And I was watching like fishies, I don't know, they look like sunnies or something like that, you know, little yellow fish just swimming around in it in a holographic thingy. And it's like I'm looking at this hollow box, almost like the dimensions of a microwave oven, but a little bit taller. And I'm seeing holographic fish, and I'm putting my hand in there, and it's like if you put your hand in the back wall of the thing, you cast a shadow and a hologram disappears. So I was like, oh shit, holograms really exist, just like Star Trek. And it wasn't until years later I did a little more research, because it was convincing between that and the arcade machine. But I found out that essentially there's a way of like having the light reflecting off of a piece of glass on some kind of angle. So you're essentially using mirrors, light and mirrors, ironically enough, and sometimes smoke and mirrors. And so like when they did the Tupac, not Tuvok, when they did the Tupac hologram, the rapper, it was basically the same concept. They had something on the stage that would have like a glass panel at some kind of angle, and it's like a very old trick, but it works. You know, I mean, it's visually effective. The other time I saw a hologram was like about, I don't know, 15 years ago. I was at Ripley's Believe It or Not, and it was actually weird because this hologram was some guy in a suit. Like you couldn't go past, like it was almost like you're looking at one of those doors where you can't walk past the door because there's like two doors. You know, the bottom door that prevents you from passing through, and the top door that's opened. And I see this holographic guy in a suit speaking, and I'm like, oh wow, it's amazing. And even then, I noticed the hologram had scan lines going through. It had like little horizontal lines going through the hologram, especially when the guy moved. And so it seems to me that they were taking basically a standard definition video signal and projecting it off of a piece of glass. And that's why I saw the scan lines, and that's why, but also it was a convincing hologram aside from that. I mean, it was a bit transparent, but I was okay with that. You know, I was like, okay, well, you know, you can't expect the world from these things. But yeah, kind of interesting. Travel trains in your battle hobo armor from the future. Robotech 64 is a crazy game. Let's get back to it. Fighter ships. Oh yeah, we got the pod, right? We got the battle pod, the Zentradi battle pod. We got the Zentradi artillery pod. We got this thing here. Yo, I feel like I should turn off the scan lines. I'm not crazy about the scan lines anymore. It's just not a clean look. Oh crap, how did I get in here? Trust me, the technical file is... you know, it's kind of ugly either way. Okay, let's just roll with it. I never seen that one. Ebolian. I don't want Ebola. Ebolian crystal fighter. We know very little about the crystals at this time. Okay, that's an RDF shuttle. This is a Zentradi transport, and apparently it's got some weird crap spinning on the side of it. It kind of looks dangerous. Capital ships. Oh, I love my capital ships. Oh crap, I just exited. SDF-1. Super Dimension Fortress. 3. Wait, SDF-3? When SDF-Z... Oh crap, the text just went... I can't read that. So yeah. I would say it's a work in progress, but the progress and the work definitely stopped on this game. Armored ARMD-1. I don't know. Is that Armored 1? Well, either way, there it is. It looks like crap. Yeah, the factory satellite. It was a big deal, especially in the later episodes of SDF Macross. Yeah, there's a Zentradi flagship in particular. A command ship. A cruise ship. Oh, I want to go on a cruise. A Zentradi cruise. Oh, cruiser, not a cruise. Yeah. Like, definitely, that text is a little questionable. 2 Radia Sloop. No way Tupac and Michael Jackson's thing is done. It's very high output laser displays that are projected. No way. Oh, well, maybe it is done some different way. Against a very thin screen. There you go. Very thin screen. Exactly. So it's not a fucking hologram. Part of my language. But no, jokes aside, what I mean is like, you know, there's something that you got to bounce the light off of. Like, you know, you can't project the light into thin air and have a 3D hologram. You need to have something, whether it be a thin screen, whether it be a mesh net, whether it be a piece of glass. You know, it's got to be something there, you know. Now, there are experiments right now where, like, they're using lasers to burn dust. So let's just assume there's dust in the room, or that you have something that emits dust at a regular, you know, density. you can use lasers to like incinerate dust, and then when that dust gets hit with the laser, it glows blue for like just long enough that you can control where you're doing that, and you can make 3D objects that almost look like vectors, almost like those old vector arcade games. Holograms still require a background of some sort or sort of mist or exactly mist or mirrors. So DJ is a hologram. Shh, don't tell anyone. Ever play Vanguard? Oh, dude, let's do it. Let's do it. We're gonna do that. Okay, well, let's. Thank you, L, because that is a great idea. I'm dead serious. That is a great idea. So real quick, let's just run through these boring planets. That's not Saturn. That is literally Jupiter. That is literally Jupiter. I think I know Jupiter. I mean, it's got the stripes. I guess it kind of looks like Saturn, but it's missing the rings. I guess they didn't have time to create the rings. I can empathize with the developers. We got an asteroid. We got a Type 2 asteroid. And then we got some weapons. We got a Laura missile, a Laura missile, a gun turret, a Laraz missile, a Murderous missile, a Madaz missile. We got a Shirar missile. I can't even see that. We got a Shaz missile. We got a, can't read that name. We got this thingy here that looks like a laser beam. We got this thing here. It looks like a laser beam. And we got a gunshot. There's nothing there. Right, let's get out of here. Debug options. Oh, that's the debug menu. Test console off. Test a face. Whose face? Vala, Rick, Lisa, Max. So we got Ichiro. We got Misa. We got Maximilian Genus. We got Maria, his hot wife. I mean, she's hot. Got Dr. Lang. I love Dr. We're going to do Dr. Lang. I like Dr. Lang. He's funny, yo. No, I'm mixing him up with another guy. In Macross 7, the Doctor is hilarious. So, the Doctor on Macross 7 is like the biggest freaking Lin Min-Mei fanboy ever. And it's absolutely hilarious. Because, like, there's this scene where he's, like, experimenting with some, like, chair that, like, subjects you to music. And, it's like a test to determine if like the music kind of like makes you feel positive or some crap like that. So one of the characters, he hates Nikki Basara because Nikki, like Pop Culture Mechanics said on my stream, Nikki Basara is always being a pain in the ass to the fighter pilots. Like they're trying to protect the people on the SDF on the ship and on what was it? On battles. Okay, I'm sorry to phrase it. They're trying to protect the inhabitants of the, Macross 7 fleet. And this guy's coming out playing fucking electric guitar inside of his stupid mech, disrupting the pilots. Now, of course, I understand why. And look, I think the character did see some growth in his arc. Alright, so what level should we play? Because I guarantee that if we go too far down the list, the game will crash. So let's pick this level here. Actually, let's do, I honestly don't know. I'm in a tough spot. Let's try asteroids. My Christmas ham, I began to frost. On 24th, it's still frozen. What the heck? Like, it might be late for the ham, but, I mean, you must have like a liquid nitrogen freezer there, buddy. Hatsune Miku projected onto a fountain of water. Oh, that's, see, same concept. That's pretty cool. Few games have any good full motion video on N64. True, I only know of Jeopardy. I never played it, but I've been told that... Okay, so, yeah, the game already crashed. So, yeah, this game is like... maybe we should do a dedicated stream for this game. So that we can, like... I can't even reset the console. I can't even do the in-game reset. I have to get up and press the button. That's right. Star Trek holograms are lights bouncing off of other light, which makes no real life sense, but it's cool. Also, Star Trek holograms, like I remember the holographic Doctor on Voyager, remarked, oh, we gotta go to Japan. It's the only Japanese game I got. I remember the holographic Doctor on Voyager, Star Trek Voyager, said that he's a hologram, but he's held together by force fields, and I found that interesting because it's like. Okay, holograms are light. How does a hologram touch you? It's like, okay, it's held together by force fields, but clearly it's not the same type of electrostatic force field that you normally see, like in the ship's brig. When you touch the force field, it makes a, you know, you get electrocuted. Where's the music? I want to hear the Evangelion music. Da, 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 da. It's actually the violin music. Da, 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 da. Oh, we get to watch Second Impact. Yeah, baby. Let's do it. Interesting. I have to check that out. Thanks, Slim. DJ Ronnie G is all back to the future tonight. Is it my hair? What up, Salty? Good to see you, buddy. You had a wonderful stream. It's really good seeing you the other night. I would have asked myself to be invited on, but I forgot what I was doing that night. I was doing something. What was I doing that night? Well, if I wasn't divided in my attention, I would have been like, Salty, can I jump on your stream? But I didn't. But it was, no, jokes aside, Salty, it was really wonderful. I mean, I'm not joking, but it was also wonderful seeing you and Gray together on stream. Gray's a great guy. He has a soothing voice. First time I really listened to Gray's stream was when he read a Japanese poem by, I think, the Murasaki lady, some geisha chick, called Snow Country. And I was like, on my way to work on a Sunday, very sleepy. And you got Wakazashi's Tea House, our friend Gray. And he's reading this story written by a Japanese female poet called Snow Country. And I'm like, my God, I just want to crawl back into bed and listen to this man's voice while I fall back asleep. But unfortunately, I was on the bus on my way to work, so not gonna happen. But I could do that tonight if I wanted to, I guess, right? Resident Evil 2. Okay, we'll give that a shot if it's in the list. Resident Knievel. Yo, take it out of the fridge. Yeah, he's got a point there. It's a gift from a family friend from the 70s. Jesus! I didn't mean to use the Lord's name in vain. But no, seriously though. How the hell did he get a ham from the 70s? That's insane. Okay, that's what. If the ham has been frozen since the 1970s, this is your problem here, my friend. I'm hard to get it by coffee. I believe it. Good old Doc in a Box. Yeah, they had that in Hyperion. If they could hold light at a standstill, it could work. Yeah. And I thought about that a while back since I was a kid. I was like, can you slow down light? Can you have a material where light enters in and slows down? And it turns out, yeah, I mean, light does move at different speeds within different mediums. I don't really at all understand the details, but it is my understanding that is a thing. So we often talk about light moving through vacuum. The freezer, not the ham. Oh, that's cool. My parents had a freezer from the 70s. They still have it. My dad still has it. Obviously, you know, may my mom rest in peace, but, you know, her and my dad had this fridge since the 70s. My dad still has it. It's like yellow. It says General Motors on it. And it works. And, you know, like I remember my mom had friends at work saying, oh, you should get a new fridge because the new ones are more energy efficient. It's like they got a point. But my mom had a funny saying. She'd go, nothing is cheaper than a refrigerator, than an appliance. Nothing is more energy efficient than an appliance that is already paid for. I just thought it was a fun little saying. Gray is good people. Well, he's a person. Don't you dare call him people. Now that's a fat joke right there, saying he's people. Okay, I'm just trolling you, I'm sorry. Audio hot? Game audio hot in a good way, or game audio too hot? Like too hot to handle, or like hot in a good way? Because yeah, you bet the audio is hot. This is one of the benefits. So while the Ultra HDMI mod for my N64, you know, does give us a bit too many pixels, it does the audio exceptionally well. I did crank up the game audio. I'm sorry. Is that better? No, seriously, I'll lower it a little more. Let me know. I just want to make sure you guys can fully appreciate this audio in all of its glory. But if this is low enough, if it's not low enough, please let me know. I will lower it some more. It's okay. I'm just like, I love when people don't clarify things awesome when it gives me an opportunity to crack jokes. Yeah, Salty's a man. LCX is the woman. Well, I mean, if LCX was a man, I would say LCX is the man, but you know, you can't say that a woman is the man. That's kind of weird. But LCX is cool people. Wait, who's trying to move the light through frozen ham from the right? That's what I was saying at first. Screw clarification. I'm going with Slim Nim's interpretation. I'm with it. Also cool people. Let's see here. Once again, the makers of this anime didn't know how to end. Okay, so fucking speaking of which, start recording. I have a friend on the interwebs. His name is Ironcaster. And he's a good man. And he does good streams on Monday called Mech Pit. He watched Neon Genesis Evangelion, all 26 episodes or however many it is, and in that case he did the right thing. Let's switch screens. Oh god, wrong one. And I promise this is the last time I'll play the intro. So he's watching Neon Genesis Evangelion. He finishes it, and he's like, what the hell were those last 2 episodes? And I get it. I empathize with him. But I'm telling him, you gotta watch the fucking movie. He's like, I got things on my list. I get it. He's a busy man. But I'm telling him, like if you went and committed to all 26 episodes, you gotta squeeze in that movie, man. I'm not telling him just as an academic exercise. I'm not telling him because, like, I want him to have the same experience as me necessarily. Just that I think he's missing out right now. Like you could say that, like, it's like reading Hyperion. When you read Hyperion, a lot of people like to take a break before reading Fall of Hyperion. Or people will read Hyperion and Fall of Hyperion by Dan Simmons. But then some people will argue that you should take a break before reading Endymion and Rise of Endymion because of the 300-year, 290-year time jump and how the story is just radically different because it's set in a further in the timeline. But it's like, no, they're all good stories. Like, yeah, just set aside your expectations, you'll enjoy the damn book. But that's Hyperion and Endymion. Getting back to Neon Genesis Evangelion, like, I genuinely mean it. Like, you gotta watch the freaking movie End of Evangelion. If you're not watching the movie, you're not really getting the closure that you need. There's a reason why people literally wrote death threats to Hideaki Anno. People did it, yeah. People wrote like angry mail, and they sent letters to the guy. They were like, you motherfucker, you should kill yourself. Or they were like, you motherfucker, I'ma kill you. Or you motherfucker, go die. Like people were like pissed off that like they get through this wonderful series, and then the last 2 episodes were like, what the hell is this acid trip? And it was like an acid trip. And I've heard different stories. I heard that he became a crackhead for a little while. I don't know if that's entirely accurate. It seems like I tried Googling it. I didn't see anything about Anno doing crack, so that may not be true. But, you know, like, maybe he was just depressed. He had a bout of high depression, and then there was, of course, the budgetary stuff, which is why, like, in that episode when Shinji is choking out Kaoru, let's Google that real quick. Kaoru Evangelion death. I know I said I would play the intro only one more time. Let's mute the game audio real quick. Remind me to unmute the game audio, please. I don't have a mute button for that. Oh boy. Oh, I see. Wrong sound. Try it again. Okay. That's weird. Okay, good. So this is the episode where, you know, they're in Terminal Dogma, And Kaoru and Shinji are like kind of catching up real quick for old time's sake. And things get a little ugly. And I don't have any sound. Is there supposed to be sound here? Can we send the sound to a different sound device? That's a good browser plugin, by the way. This is a browser extension called Audio Pick. I wish it was available.
君たちには未来が必要だ。ありがとう。君に会えて嬉しかったよ。
I'm glad I met you. Yes, I know the audio is not this, okay. Literally this right here. I'm gonna resume playing it. This is part of the budgetary thing. They weren't going for the long pause while Shinji sits there. Wait, how do I get the camera? I want to match that camera angle. Oh, I guess I'm not big enough to fit across my screen. Anyway. Like, due to budgetary constraints, they basically just decided to, like, spend, like, 30 seconds. This was not an artistic choice. I did not expect that shit. I just clicked on the first video that came up. The El Perro de Rivera is attacking us again. Yeah, my acrylic paint is separating. That's right. His head fell into a giant vat full of tang. Alright, let's get back to it. I'm going to mute the audio here, unmute the Nintendo 64, and I'm going to put my game audio back on so I can hear the video game. We're going to get right to it. I apologize for the long wait there. Chat might skip a few messages, but real quick, I'm going to try my best. L is the lowly. Oh my god, yeah, I love that like ending song where it's like, lowly, and I'm not going to sing the song. I'll make it sound worse. I'll make it sound bad if I sing it, but nah, that shit's funny, and it's like, and I'll pray for your super chats. You know, it's funny. If you put the ham in orbit around the sun, going at warp speed, it may go back in time when it wasn't frozen. Holy shit. Like, I would pause to think about that, some person, but then we'll watch the game intro for the 5th time. I think it's been like 10 times. Yes, do catch Mecha Pit. And speaking of catching Mecha Pit, not only should you catch Mecha Pit each Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Is it Eastern Daylight Time? Dave, I think it's ET time right now. Erase that message! No, I'm kidding, don't erase it. I'm trolling. But yo, I get confused by that shit, because it used to be Eastern Standard Time. Then they started doing EDT and ET. And, like, I'm still confused by it. Anyway, catch Mecha Pit. Chat. Catch Mecha Pit Chat each Monday night. Ah, man, it's not cohesive, man. I'm gonna make a soundbite out of this. Catch Mecha Pit Chat each Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Ironcaster's channel. YouTube.com/@Ironcaster. And Ironcaster, catch End of Evangelion. Because if you don't, you are not finishing the series. I mean, seriously though, all jokes aside, I want to urge Ironcaster to see End of Evangelion at the first possible chance. I recommend picking some modern anime and bumping it down in the list in lieu of that. Okay, like, if you gotta watch One Piece, screw One Piece. Watch End of Evangelion instead. And you will see the light. But while I say that, I'm not saying you should watch the movies, right? Like, I got Evangelion 3.0, and I got Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.1 Twice Upon a Time. I'm not saying you should watch this. I mean, eventually, sure, put it on the list, but definitely don't prioritize it compared to the likes of End of Evangelion. And with that being said, I will end this recording, and we shall now play Neon Genesis Evangelion. Yes, they do, and I'm kind of like, you know, I'm okay with it. I kind of like them changing it up. Okay, so real quick, we're gonna review this menu real quick. I love this menu. You got the Magi supercomputer, right? you know, was it Melicor, Balthazar, and the other one, Casper. But here's the wild thing. So we got a simulation mode, which is really invaluable for practicing and getting your abilities up into this game. Girlfriend of Steel 2 on PlayStation Portable makes it into a high school dating sim with happy endings. Ooh. Dead. Yeah. That's actually an emoji on L's channel. Like, if you got a member emoji, it's literally, you can literally type DED in big, colorful letters. It's pretty cool. Jeez, what was that? That was cool, right? Yo, that was cool. I know, you heard that too, right? That is what we call, what was that, Second Impact? Yeah, that is Second Impact. When you watch Neon Genesis Evangelion, that very event that happens at the beginning of the show, which they depict at the intro of this game, there's a scene with some weird creature, like, kind of spawns in the middle of Antarctica, and it makes this creepy, and that's what you heard. I know, it's freaking creepy, right? I like the show. I understand that it's kind of like 2001. I never saw 2000 Space Odyssey. I did see 2001 A Space Odyssey, where he's given a choice, and he's given his choice for reality. That is, yep, that is true. And that is why, I'm sorry, one more sidetrack, and we're going to focus on the game, I promise. We need to sidetrack one more time, because I need to show you guys something. You need to see my most popular video. If you don't have, oh, Oris is on. I'm going to bookmark that. We're going to wrap this up in 20 minutes or less. Okay, so if you go on YouTube search and type in End of Evangelion Senpai, and you search like this, you're going to get a lot of videos, but my video should come up. Oh wow, my video is at the bottom of the list now. That's not fair. Let's try my name. DJ Ronnie G. I misspelled my own name. Okay, that's maybe... Well, my most popular video is still this video, despite the fact that the algorithm is no longer pushing it. So let's find it. Oh, I misspelled... No, there it is. Okay, see this video right here? If you go to YouTube Studio, and we look at that video... I'm not kidding. This game is like, I don't even have to go searching for the video. All I gotta do is like sort by like most popular video or some crap, and it comes right up under analytics. See, look, right there. Senpai End of Evangelion. It's 9 seconds in length. Average view duration is 116%. Apparently, it's got 321 views as of some amount of time. But if we look at the statistics of all time on this video here. Honestly, this graph is a little bit... This graph is not presenting the image that I'm trying to present to you guys. Oh, I see why. Since uploaded. Okay, so there's the analytics there. Now we're going to go yearly. Honestly, this is missing some data here. I feel like there's some gaps here. There's a lot of gaps here, but anyway, maybe I'm misreading the data. But you can literally see it says 149,000 views. This is literally my most viewed video. And like, as an example, in August 2020, yeah, actually this is pretty accurate. This is actually correct. So I uploaded this like in 2016, like a long time ago. And it started getting 1,000 views in May 2022. Then in June and May of 2023, we have 11,000, 12,000. We hit 15,000 in December 23. And now in November 2023, we are down by quite a bit. But last year, like literally 2023 is the year where this video got an obscene amount of views for some reason. So before we get back to the thing, we're going to do this. We're going to play this. And it's only 9 seconds long, so it won't take long. And I appreciate your patience. Oh, it's already playing. Right. I gotta unmute the audio. That's all it is. Like, it's literally... Interesting. I think they might have found a way to make light still. Okay, we're going to check that out in a little while. Has some person solved the 70s defrost ham dilemma? Maybe. Maybe the ham can enter Evangelion and get his choice of a fresh pair of underwear. All right, now that sounds dirty. But jokes aside, where was I? Okay, real quick, this is my favorite comment. My mom caught me watching this and said, quote, "We'll talk later," end quote. I mean, like, this is just great, man. And the engagement on this is just like I get new comments like every week on this thing here. Like, I can't even hit the love button on all of these comments. It's so many. But if a I get Russians, like, it's Fanta. You know, I get people speaking in Eastern European Cyrillic alphabetical letters, or whatever they call it, Cyrillic letters. It was better when they kissed her before being LCL. Whoa, yeah, we got a lot of like gay and lesbian comments here. It's like people feel the need to be like, oh, she's gay with her. I'm like, okay. What a well-written fantasy. That's my own comment response with a little orange thing. I know this story sounds fantastic. Okay, enough. Let's just play the game. I'll leave a link to the video in the chat, and we'll look at this quantum leap in Quantum Leaps afterwards. Oh, goodness gracious. Thank you for your patience, guys. I appreciate that. My biggest vid. It's not my biggest vid. It's actually my most popular vid. Everyone becomes a pool of LCL. Thanks, Shinji. Yeah, right? Seriously, man. Selfish boy. Get in the frickin' robot and fight. Shinji, get in the effing robot. I just love saying that. Hamgelion. There's a DBZ joke in there. Right. So real quick, I want to show you guys something real quick here. Right. So, let's go to the options menu. This is a real treat. I love this part of the game. Let me know if the sound is not loud enough. Okay, so you got things like level, easy. Clearly I put on easy because this game is hard. Japanese kids are a bunch of overachievers when it comes to their hobbies, and I'm not prepared to compete with that right now. But this is like what I love this part here is the third impact portion. So when you go to third impact, before you even click on it, it's already giving you an alarm. Then when you click on it, oh god. Oh god! Oh, thank god, it gives me an opportunity to back out. No! That will erase your game. But I just like the way it does that. Now, the training is super important because, I'm not kidding, it is. Like, the game is hard, and especially until I replace my control stick, until I get a new analog stick, I feel like it's suboptimal. So, okay, you got Shinji. That's his sync ratio, right? If you watch the series, you know. Now, the shooting is a bit sluggish, but once you get the feel for it, it's not. I mean, I don't know. Honestly, it just, you get the knack for it. So, you gotta aim, but here's the thing, you gotta, oh goodness, I gotta remember. So, you can pretty much do everything in one burst. The problem is you gotta center your crosshair, and apparently it's like, it is inverted. And if you're off center at all, you're gonna lose and waste ammo. Closer targets are a little bit easier to aim at. See, one burst gets it every time. That one's not gonna get... Okay, I got lucky with that one, but only because I adjusted my targeting solution. You basically got to get it right on the S2 engine core, or else you're not going to get it. But this is extremely vital in my opinion, because otherwise, if you don't get the feel for the stick, you are going to sink or swim during the gameplay. Now, ironically, I think that's about as many as I've ever gotten in the past. So, this is a great example of the way I play video games. In that I'll play something, I might get a little better at it, through trial and error and practice. But it's not until I put the game down for like a few months, like literally, I put the game down for a few months at a time, that it clicks. and like something happens subconsciously, maybe, I'm not really sure. But by the time I return to the game, the muscle memory is there, or maybe the synapses are connected in such a way that I can, you know, be more effective. Oh God, they have that? They freaking have that? Oh my goodness. That's insane, L. That's insane, that's part of the game. That's gotta be a pain in the ass. I can't imagine what it's like trying to dance with Asuka Soyor language. Okay, because Asuka is kind of a bit of a, you know, bit of a meanie. Oh crap, I forgot something, guys. I made a mistake. We gotta fix this mistake. We gotta fix it right now. Okay, we're gonna let me lose in this because we got a huge problem. I was negligent. I was negligent with my display settings. This is not a widescreen game. I know I said I would play multiple widescreen games tonight, but we're gonna have to save that for another time. However, we will continue this briefly. We're gonna play a little practice. We're gonna see if I get my score up for, you know, the next attempt, and then we're gonna play one like campaign level, whatever they call it, and then we're gonna take a break and wrap it up. Because you guys were patient with me, and I truly appreciate that. I know I got to a late start, later than planned, and although I did plan it, the audio issues that further disrupted our preparation here. So I don't want to take up too much of everyone's time here. I know you guys typically expect me to run for 1 to 3 hours, I would guess. But I'm not going to run for 3 hours after starting, you know, an hour later than normal. Okay, so that one we expect to get an F. That's understandable because like I wasn't even hitting anything the first 5 times. I did not cry for 30 minutes. I cried for 15 to 20 minutes watching it. You passed training. Good game. Except that time. Alright, let's do it. Test plug 00. Monitor check. Okay. Third child Shinji Akari. Test program 0. Hashin! Kiddo! Okay, I'm scared. I'm scared. Oh god, I'm already too late. Where's the next one? Where's the next non-angelic, demonic frickin' angel? Part of it. I get tense when I'm fighting evil angel alien dudes. Second impact is impending and I'm responsible for it. And my dad won't give me the time of day in the nerve headquarters. Well, that's the character, not my dad's good. But Shinji's dad, he's a dick. Okay, Gendo Akari's kind of a dick. But I get it, he had a hot wife, he wants her back. I get it. Okay, she's very pretty, okay? But he's got a clone, okay? Why not just let the clone grow up with him? Okay, that's terrible. Don't listen to my ideas. This is why I'm not in charge of nerve headquarters. Now you could fire early, but it's gonna be spreading like a shotgun. Should I give that one more try, or should we just go straight to the campaign before wrapping up, guys? Huh? What do you think? Any thoughts? I think I'm gonna give it one more try, because I do want to try to get this score up. I got a D before. If I can get a D in my first try, I think I'll get a E on my last try. Alright, let's do it. Kido! Flex one. Analog sticks. By the way, yes, the Rumble Pack works. Now, part of the goal is to get your ammo waste down. And as you can see, like, just there, I probably used a little more ammunition than I need to. But if your aim is off, you do need to use a little more ammo. Okay, we got one more we can get. We already did better. Time over. I could probably get a shot in. No? Well, let's see what we did. Let's see the score. For the first bit, I thought gray hair girl was hooking up with his dad. Yeah, you know, but yeah, I honestly didn't know what to think. That was Rei Ayanami. But Rei Ayanami has a heck of a backstory there. She's sort of a clone. Is that a B? What letter was that? Crap, I blocked it. That was a B, right? I think that was a B. I think I did good. So did I really go from a D to a B? Oh heck, okay. Well, I said that we would go to story mode one last time, right? So let's do it. We're gonna load the existing game. Okay, good. The good news is my flash cartridge is remembering the save data. Tokyo 3. Gelatinous jellyfish adversarial angel. It's like first time I watched this show, I didn't really get it. I was like, why do the buildings do this? But in retrospect, I like the idea. It's a little overkill, but it's kind of cool. Pace Circus Fever. A Nightfire and a Nightfire are both anamorphic widescreen. Oh, you're trying to get me to play another game. Okay, we'll check that. Now, jokes aside, Slim, I am genuinely curious. So I will check the list. Space Circus Fever. Oh, Space Circus Fever. Not Pace Circus. Got you. Alright. I'm gonna do one try because I am gonna lose here. Like, I'm not gonna remember any of these buttons. I'm not gonna remember any of these buttons. Right? Well, they got a reason for it, but yeah, I hear you. But if you think about it, Awesome One, you can think that like the technology is so much more superior that maybe it costs less to do it. Or if you have like 90% of the population of the planet die, you can maybe do more. It makes sense seeing as Godzilla is always leveling Tokyo. Yeah, I think that's part of the logic, because I think that's where Hideaki Anno's direction was kind of coming into, like, well, you know, earthquakes and this and that. And you could probably seismically isolate the mechanisms of Tokyo 3's retraction system. See, the buildings retract, but if you're underground, the buildings become upside-down skyscrapers poking out of the ceiling of the geofront. So that's sort of like how this works. I can't believe I even got as far as I did in this game. Like, I think to get to this point, I had to beat the first angel. Oh god, I'm scared. I don't even know what button I'm supposed to press. Sorry, there's no Mega Mushrooms in this game. This is not Super Mario. But if it was, I would definitely use that Mega. Oh, this is a Mega Mushroom. You're right, that is a Mega Mushroom. I stand corrected. I don't remember. Oh, okay, I found. Oh my god, I get my ass handed to me right now. Cannabis more like sound. Sounds like that. It's a little like. Okay, I think if you press Z and A. Oh, come on! That AT field really pissed. I believe I can generate my own AT field as well if timing is right. See, that's what I really need, is a fireball. That's it. So what's the other game, Slim? That was Space Circus Fever. Got it. We're doing Space Circus Fever. Oh, my Rumble Pack is vibrating. You can hear that, right? It's still vibrating. I'm gonna take the Rumble Pack out for a second. Right, let's see if I have that game. Right, let's see here. Space Circus Fever. I don't have Space Circus Fever, but I do have Space Station Silicon Valley. It's a moderately interesting game. I also have Space Invaders. And we do have South Park 64, which is a widescreen game, but frankly, the scan lines are kind of ugly, and it's an interesting game nonetheless, but we're going to skip that today. A peripheral other than the controller pack is inserted. Please insert the controller pack. Where's my controller pack? Alright, I guarantee you that this controller pack does not have enough memory in it. I haven't, oh wait, oh good, this is the high capacity one. There is an abnormality in the controller or controller pack. The content may have been destroyed or it may be damaged. Press A to reconnect. B to attempt repair. Whatever, I got backups. I literally have backups of my N64 controller pack data. I always used to have trouble with the the crappier aftermarket memory cards. I don't know if this is one of them, but there were times. Air Marines Swarm. That was the other game. You said Nightfire? We're gonna check Nightfire next. We're not gonna play too far. I just want to see what the gameplay looks like. Okay, it's literally the old game. How do you fire? Yo, is that all you can fire is a missile? Yo, this is like slower than the Atari game. Like, the Atari game might be more fun. It's not bad. It looks kind of nice. Right. So, the game that Slim mentioned was called, we got two of them. We had, Nightfire. Let's check real quick. And if Nightfire is a European game, let me know. And then we'll check Air Marines Project Swarm. Alright, looks like I'm gonna have to update my collection now. I might very well have these games on my N64. I mean, on my, I might have these games in my Xbox's storage capacity, in my Xbox's hard drive, or on my server, on the backup file. But yeah, we don't have Nightfire. So what about Air Marines? You're just naming all of the obscure games tonight, Slim. But jokes aside, you did name obscure games because they are games that have anamorphic widescreen, which is literally what I'm looking for. So I do thank you. So I'm just making note of the two games real quick. I'm literally copying and pasting the names. Right, good. We got that. Amerin is right there at the bottom of the list. Amerin. Armor Marines. Oh, I see that game. Right? It's got to be that one. It's not Army Men, is it? Is it Marines or Army Men? Because you wrote down Amerin. Or did I miss Air Marines? Am I misreading that? Air Marines is here. Well, let me just hide the chat again. Oh, there it is. I'm sorry. Oh, they spell it wrong. I see. Got it. Well, what we can do is first we're going to go into the settings menu for the game. We're going to check what widescreen option there is. And then we're going to adjust accordingly. But already the text looks pretty decent, I'm going to tell you right now, yeah. I already have my expansion pack in it. That's part of why. Now, interestingly, the games do get scan lines when you're using that expansion pack. So it's sort of like a little bit of a workaround. but the resolution is inherently better with games that rely on expansion package sometimes. At least most of the time that I've encountered it. So now, I'm in the correct game, right? What does high-res LB mean? Oh, letterbox. That's going to be the anamorphic widescreen, basically. So this one's a little bit different, but hang on for a second. I'm going to make some adjustments now that we know what we're dealing with. So we're going to turn on the banjo because it'll be widescreen, but I have to duplicate this particular scene. And okay, there we go. This one required basically the equivalent of 4-way anamorphic widescreen. And the scan lines do become more visible in this game, so sometimes what people do is they'll turn on the scan line filter to kind of help it blend in better. I'm going to leave it alone for now. A while back, I did manage to play a N64 game using a real-time scan line filter, but it required a bit of trickery on my part, and I'm not going to do that right now because I don't remember the name of it. But I did have a real-time scanline filter that I was able to like pipe through into OBS, and that was a while ago, but it worked. I gotta literally go to my old videos to find it. Like, I mean, do I want to be this guy or this guy? Myra Lane. Well, he kind of looks hot, I guess. I'll be the man. This game is mobile pack compatible. Oh, say no more. Say no more. And it's beautiful. It's pretty nice. Like, really though, I'm not disappointed by the resolution here. We've received some distressing data on Marine. I was so distracted by that word, I went behind on the reading. Siberia mission. Accept. Mission 1. Restore power to the base transport. Keep a lookout for anything strange. Okay. Oh crap, I didn't read that. I don't know what mission objective B is. Well, it's like Normandy. Yeah, it could be interesting to do a real-time scanline filter, or even to record the video of this gameplay and then apply a scanline filter. That could be really interesting. Oh god. It's like Starship Troopers. This is great. I like it already. I like the premise. How do I walk? Oh, it's like GoldenEye. Not like GoldenEye. You walk with the C buttons. Can we lower the sensitivity? I lowered the sensitivity of the stick a little bit. I could probably lower it a little more. I feel like this is way sensitive. I mean, but that'll have to do. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I like it. I might be okay with the inverted y-axis. Let's see. Let's see what feels more natural. Look spring. That might be handy. Well, I don't see a auto aim. Oh, we have auto aim. All right. I don't remember what the default setting for the opacity was. What is auto aim? You know, every time I want to walk out of reflex, I press the the analog stick. Yeah, he's gonna take some getting used to it. I think you're onto something, Slim. I might need to invert the axes. Okay, the auto aim is my saving grace. I can see myself getting the knack for this game, but it's definitely going to take some like patience and like alone time with the game to like get it down pat. But I can definitely, oh god. One of my Marines is dead. Are dead. They are dead. Sorry, comrade. Haha, yeah. It might be a little wild there, Slim. Ah, I see. Armorines is the proper spelling. Armor Marines or something like that. I got you. I don't know. Armorines, yeah. You should be able to adjust the y-axis. What's better to figure out the settings when you can shoot? What's better to figure out the settings when you can shoot it at something? If you look the wrong way 5 times in a row, you know you've got it backwards. Yeah, you got me there. You got me there, Slim. I know this thing can get looking great. This one is actually really nice render output, I think. Yeah, no, overall, by comparison to other games, especially the menus in this game, the render output is really good, Slim. Now, sometimes I think that I might have to stretch the image just a little bit more. Because I noticed that the image is it's a bit malaligned. But also you can see the little like radar hood on the bottom left corner. Looks like it could be stretched a little bit more. Sometimes the game will be the correct aspect ratio, but like the on-screen display elements will be stretched or skewed. So that's not entirely, you know, out of the norm there. But, you know, I mean, let's check one more time if I'm overlooking anything. Maybe it's under the alternate controller configuration. Right. It didn't change anything. Whoa, what the heck is that? Oh, it's a sniper scope. Let's put it back to the regular controllers real quick, and then we're gonna wrap this up in a moment. We're just gonna see how far we can progress before dying or before getting lost. And then we're gonna raid our friend Arvis. Hopefully he's still on. Yo, this is like power armor. I can like hear the stomping sounds. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to like sit down and mess around with this game on my own time. At least it's on the list. It's early in the alphabet, huh? I hear bugs, but I don't see any bugs. Find the Dr. Delaney. Find Dr. Delaney. He'll unlock the blast doors. I have a feeling I'm not supposed to go in there. I feel like there's somebody in that pillbox. I was already in here. Was I already in here too? Wait, what's this? Uh-oh, I wasted ammo. How do we reload? Oh, good. I hear something. What's this? Okay, so I didn't have to press any button. I just had to lean on the wall and hit the button. Yeah, not too bad. I mean, frame rates, I never have high expectations, but, you know, there might be like a night vision mode on here I can utilize. No, it is not. But he onto that. Yeah, generally speaking, definitely was a thing. Sort of like get used to it back then. It's like Halo and Starship Troopers, and I'm not talking about the stupid communist movie. Well, it wasn't a communist movie. It was made by a commie director. Okay, maybe he's not communist, socialist, but what's his name? Paul Verhoeven, director of the Starship Troopers movie. He kind of like did not care for Robert Heinlein's vision, and so he decided to present it in a fascist light. What the hell? Am I supposed to shoot this guy? Was I supposed to do that? Was I supposed to put that corpse out of its misery? Because I did. Yeah, I can't jump. I literally lost the ability to jump. Is that the doctor? I don't know if I'm supposed to be destroying the bodies. Yeah, now this is what I call Metroidvania. Put on night vision. There's a night vision. Maybe there is a flashbang. This is Armorines. Yeah, it's a weird spelling. Armorines. Like, it's literally the word armor and reens. So, yeah. And it definitely looks a bit like Halo. Yeah, that's the correct name. Exactly. So, Starship Troop is the game, basically. Thank you for confirming, L. Hey, what's up there? Third for the second. Let's see, man. Hope you're having a wonderful night. Isn't it Thursday night? I have a feeling that Third is gonna be streaming like really late tonight. Well, it's gonna be like normal time for him, but late for us people here. Except for anybody in the chat who's not in this time zone. Then yeah, it might be, you know, in the New Zealand time zone. Yeah, basically all of our friends in the Pacific Rim are in the same time zone. What's this button do? No, nothing. That's how I got it. I hope you're doing wonderful, Third 4. Nah, this is Armorines, but yeah, this is on actual physical N64 hardware. And yeah, we got some Halo references up in here. Ah, it's already Friday night. Well, happy Friday. I lost the ability to jump, guys. Like, I literally lost the ability to jump. Like, I don't know if that's because the mech suit has like a special like battery powered jump option. But yeah, that happened. Fought. Yeah, this is a Ultra HDMI equipped Nintendo. Oh, I didn't see this door before. What's this? Was I supposed to? Let's see. Yeah, this is an N64 equipped with the Ultra HDMI mod. I have a few earlier videos that in which I actually installed the component. And back then, that's when I learned that when you're soldering and using flux, even though people would tell you that, oh, flux does not conduct electricity, they're lying. It does. Well, it does when it has impurities. In 11 days, it is the 2-year anniversary for Real Wade Nation Gaming Nation and Clips. I'm just kind of poking. Oh wait, I have crap on my radar. What's that? Maybe. Yes, I think so. I might have run out of rocket fuel. How you doing, James? When you go to play this game, when you feel like you can use cheats, Golden Pie and Godly. Let's copy and paste that into my notepad. Thank you. Thank you very much, Slim. I might try one back right now, just out of principle, before I wrap up. Is that really a cheat? You're just saying that. You're making me hungry there. But in any case, thanks for dropping in, LDP. How you doing, Logan Ladina Productions, or LDP? Ladina? Anyway, I'll figure out how to read that one day. Takes a few times to get ready for later stuff early. I don't know what difficulty you put it on though. I don't know either, Slim. It's recommended that to, let's recommend that to Sir Jacob. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, it's kind of like that. It is kind of like Metal Gear. Ah, thank you. Eldiner. Got it. I'll figure it. I'll do pronunciation practice when I'm off camera. I don't lie about cheats. Not you. I was talking about Awesome One. Awesome One suggested this cheat right over here. I think he's lying. Or fabricating. Or joking. But I know you wouldn't lie, Slim. Except for that one. That one might be a lie. Huh? Eldiner Productions. Or are you a denier? Are you a science denier? Eldiner Productions. He's the denier of all things. I'm joking. But jokes aside, LDP is a cool cat with decent content and probably slightly more proficient at playing a game like this than I am right now. But let's do a quick wrap up here. I think I'm gonna just kind of explore this on my own time, but let's see what we have here. Let's see what this little radio, this little guard tower is all about. Yeah, that arbor. Oh, what's this? The electric fence is now deactivated. Was that a good idea? Like, I feel like maybe that's like not a good idea with all of the bug swarms in this town. That's probably the doctor. There might be a flashlight here. That looks kind of nasty. I'm gonna blow it up because it looks nasty. I don't know if I'm supposed to be shooting random people. Oh, I see what I'm doing wrong. This is interesting. The C buttons left and right, they just move like incrementally. They don't move properly anymore. I don't know if it's like a glitch or if I did something in the settings, but yeah, I'm just blowing up all the bodies here. Logan Dinner Productions. Like a Swanson TV dinner. That's dinner in Guadalajara. Oh dear. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I apologize about the game. I played on Christmas. Nobody deserved that punishment. Well, I didn't tune in on Christmas because I was, you know, doing family crap. I mean, it's not crap. I was hanging out with my family and, yeah. So I missed it. By the time I got home, it was a little late, and well, maybe I forget what I was doing exactly at that time. No, he'll run into a wall in a game like this. Yeah, that's exactly what I've been doing. And I got Lady Mist still here. Ice cream is already in the fridge. Of myself, and then animate LDP of myself, and then animate that into a PNG tuber model. Oh crap! Die, bugs, die. Where's the bug zapper when you need it, huh? Do we have any insecticide? But yeah, I thought about doing that, like taking a picture of myself. Not myself, but the robot. I got like a robot costume here. And I use it when I'm joining the puppets. When I join my friends, either Snowdub or Floral from Under a Rock, I literally dress as a robot named Petey, or the PDP 180. And basically, I use a voice modulator and I sound like a robot. I got little blinking LEDs on the mouth. But my idea was to record a video of myself as Petey the robot, and then turn that into an animated PNG, and then use that as the basis of a VTuber model that has photorealistic assets. And David Glenn might be amused to hear this if he's still here. Last time I was on Jolly's show, I recorded a video loop of myself in the robot costume, kind of just doing this. And then I played the video in a loop in OBS, and I was able to turn off my camera and do other things, and then when I came back onto the show, I turn off the video loop and I get back on camera, and nobody ever knew that it was a video loop, you know? So when I'm dressed up as a robot, I can do that. I can sort of just play a video loop, and it's like, how would you know? It's just a freaking toaster. You look like a game theory. You'd look like a game theory video. That's funny. I would love to see that. That would be cool. I recommend doing that. Man, those enemies were hard to spot. Lol, I had that idea for a while, and it just sounds like such a stupid idea with a hopefully really cursed execution, which is exactly why you gotta do it. Oh, I had the wrong chat highlighted. But you get my drift. Yeah, those enemies are hard to spot, James. And like I said, the game controller thing is a little janky. So I'm gonna restart this and play a different game real quick. What was the game that somebody recommended checking out? Yes, it's true. Oh, we gotta turn off the aspect ratio adjustment again. Was there another game that was recommended, or should I just wrap it up right now? Let me just double check the chat real quick. Winback. I did want to see Winback, if that's even a game that is on N64. Yeah, like it looks like my robot looks like a 1930s robot. I have it right over here. I could grab it real quick. Maybe we should make that the final closing thing for the stream right now. But let's see if we have Winback. I have WCW, I have Worms, I have Winback. Let's just double check this real quick. We're not really going to play it. We're just going to take a look at it. Toaster oven is superior to toaster. Yeah, you're not wrong, James. I mean, I don't own a toaster oven at the moment, or I not to my knowledge. I might have one in the basement, but I know what you mean. Okay, I got a problem. I kind of have like my Babylon 5 Blu-ray disc, DVD. Actually, these are not Blu-rays, these are DVDs. That's, I like it already. I like what I see already. I like that there's a space station. You know I love space. You know I love space. Okay, so is this one of those widescreen games again where I have to like set the aspect ratio, which I'm fine with, but why is clips of you talking as a robot not your VTuber exactly? Well, I don't know. I like the pilot, but I don't know. I don't mind diversifying and using both. Yuck. Yeah, I do not want to see what happens when you put bacon in a toaster. This looks cool. It's a satellite weapon. No, I was right. Just Winback. I would need to look at this list again. Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, I'll send you screenshots. Or, you know what? How about I just send you the whole... I'll send you a directory listing, and then let me know if you know, there's anything you want out of that list. Cash. That's Cash Money, but he goes by the name Phantom Hooligans. He's not really a Phantom Hooligan. He's more like a hooligan out in the open, I would say. But jokes aside, I got you. Yeah, this is Winback. We're gonna say we're gonna just start without the controller pack. Yeah, this is Winback. It's so weird that Nintendo launched the N64 Switch Online app with this. Oh, I didn't know that. It's interesting. Scat. That sounds nasty. Isn't Scat like those X-rated movies where someone's taking a dump on someone? I mean, it is. Scatological, I believe the term is. I don't think long hair will ever be encouraged in space helmets. Oh, it's true. Like last week I showed a figurine on L's stream, and I have it on the desk, but I don't want to really move it right now. And it's a girl in a spacesuit with long hair, but you could swap out the headpiece to have it tied up into a neat little bun so that you could wear a space helmet. Not Metal Gear Solid. Not Metal Gear Solid. This is Siphon Filter Engine. Oh. Same game engine as Siphon Filter PS1. Oh, fascinating. Really? Cool. Eldinier. Logan Denier Productions says, really cool. I'm getting there. It's often a word used for tracking animals. So tracking me. But real quick before I wrap up, I mean, is anyone really interested in the story right now? Look, if I play this game on my own time, I promise to record a video of it, alright? Because I don't want to short you guys of the opportunity, the revelations associated there. But what I want to show you is my book. So yeah, I appear on Charlie's show with this. And I know it's a sight for sore eyes. I mean, it's not the prettiest. but it works. I wear it on my head. I got like some elastic straps on the inside. Testing 1, 2. I can't see voice mod. It's loading. So typically what I do is I wear bone conduction headphones on my head, and then I switch to like I use a regular microphone, but I wear bone conduction headphones for the audio so that I don't have to have the wired headphones coming out of here. So real quick, I'm just verifying these settings. Testing. Testing. Oh, I gotta press something. Testing. There's a lot of static on the line right now. Testing. 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 Oh, oops, wrong one. Testing. Oh, testing. Testing. Oh, I see what's happening. I'm sharing N64 game audio. There we go. Yeah, you gotta be careful with that. Testing. Testing. Okay, good. Now I got my audio filters. Testing 1. Hello, I am the PDP-180 beta robot. Actually, I am the PDP-180 Alpha 2 robot. I recently got a new skin job, which is why I have human flesh on me. Unfortunately, the previous owner of this skin is no longer available to take comments. Let's say hello to the chat. And it's just a demonstration. I can't find my mouse pointer. This is the biggest problem. I can never find my mouse pointer. I literally don't know where my mouse pointer is right now. Like, oh, wait. Oh, there it is. Testing. All right. Hello, LDP. It is acceptable to see you here today. Lady Mist, Lady of the Void. By your command. That's exactly the inspiration for this. Well, the game audio is acceptable. Logan, dying it. Damn it. My programming. The game audio is quite acceptable, LDP. However, if the game audio gets routed into the voice mod, it gets really sketchy. Or at least that's what it sounded like on my headphones. I tried an old Vampori LDP. I don't know why I went ultra robotic for that one. Is that styrofoam to make it lighter? No, this is EVA foam. But EVA foam is flexible until you put Mod Podge on it. Mod Podge. See? And it's basically like Elmer's glue. And then you paint over it. Now, do we have the power pack on? And it's sort of intended to be a janky robot. And the idea is that we can add upgrades to it periodically. And then the idea is that, oh, it's not that I changed the puppet, it's an upgrade. And I can't find the power button right now for this blinking phosphorescent. What a button is. Oh, there we go. And I have like, this thing here is a silver suit and it's wired up as well. So usually I have like lights that are circular right over here and lights that are running up and down the arms. So ideally, yeah, wearing a silver track jacket, right? Right, silver track jacket. And then in addition to the silver track jacket, I would be wearing gloves, like gray or silver gloves, ideally. So that I don't look like I robbed a human of their flesh. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. I didn't really put this on correctly. There we go. That's better. Excuse me. Greetings, Slim Nim. It is quite acceptable to see you. How do you like my twisted pair Cat 5e solid copper core? There we go. It's fixed. Oh yeah, some dryer exhaust tube for the arms. Good idea, Lady Mist. Oh yeah, actually that is in the future. Your robot zit makes me think of Marco's Pizza or McDonald's. Ah, well, the game clearly left a massive impact on me. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. I mean, I'm glad to hear that. A puppet upgrade. A pup grade. Third for second. Third for the second. I do not comprehend this concept of humor. Let's move along. Is that silver jacket the sauna suit from the 80s? Yes. Wait, that's my human intonation. But yes, it is. I mean, it's not that hot, but, you know, if it's like summertime, it's a little bit trickier. In the winter, I just crack the window and I'm good to go. Maybe a white hat and blue suit, just be a Smurf, would be easier. That's no fun. Hey, compute this. Yo, dude, you know how many times... Wait, let me get my human voice back on. Yo, some person, you know how many times I want to type that on people's channels, but I'm afraid they'll get mad at me or get in trouble or like... I don't know how people... If people are sensitive, but I love that. I think that shit's hilarious. Let's close the voice mod now that we've done that. I think you guys get the idea. Can you guys hear me? Oh, wait, did I do the audio correctly? Ah, crap. You didn't get the audio correctly. Ah, gotta do it again. Real quick. One last time. Because you know what? I forgot to do this correctly. What I was supposed to do is tell OBS to receive the voice mod audio. Wait, how did I do this again? How did I do this before? Oh, I know what I gotta do. So, because I'm not in StreamYard, put from the microphone, and
Then we turn on the voice changer. Oh god, it's loud. And then testing 1, 2. Do I sound like a robot? Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello? Alright. There. Please confirm, does the voice sound different than it did before, or does it sound the same? This was my intent, to convey my real robotic voice. Johnson, okay, whatever metal you are made from, petronium, it is a neutronium alloy. Slim Nim. Can you hear the voice now? Is it supposed to change your voice? Okay, good. It's supposed to sound like that. If it sounds, let's see. Recording. Hello, LCX. It is acceptable to see you here by your command. That's a Battlestar Galactica reference. Alright, so let's test it out. I want to see what I
we're going to turn off the voice changer. We're going to close voice mod. We're going to tell OBS to go back to using my real microphone. It's possible I made a mistake in the setup here, but we're going to just try it out real quick. So let's take a look. Alright, we're going to open up OBS recordings real quick. I'm going to bring it up on one of my monitors. I'm going to do a quick audio test on desktop audio. I don't hear anything. Oh, my default audio device is probably wrong. Yep, okay, that's correct.
Recording. Hello. Hello, LCX. It is acceptable to see you here by your command.
So that's actually the voice. So I think when I was doing all of those, like when I was reading the chat before, I thought I was playing the audio from this, but apparently I wasn't. So that's what it's supposed to sound like. So I hope that was fun. You know, I sometimes appear on Odd Wednesdays on Floral from Under a Rock. And I sometimes appear on Jolly's show on Saturday nights, whenever possible. Hey, what up, Snorter Pooper Scuba? Oh no, that's an old chat. Okay, so I don't know if my Stream Elements chat is going to pick up Floral, but if it does, it'll come up when I type in the word Floral or Snow. But any case, doesn't really matter right now, but those are the names of the channel. Floral from Under a Rock and Snowdub are both good puppet channels. Yep, so I got Snowdub. I don't know why I don't have Floral, but also check out Floral from Under a Rock. Oh wait, I'm clicking on the wrong chat. Oh my god, it's a voice changer. It's a voice changer. I want to mess with this so bad. So yeah, I'll give you a quick rundown. The app I'm using is Voice Mod, Logan. And you know, when I typically disable it from the startup. So I have to launch it manually when I want to open it. But essentially, as long as you pick the correct, you know, like you usually tell it to use your microphone. So the issue is that when I'm on StreamYard or Restream, I can basically tell it to directly tap my virtual audio cable. Because the virtual audio cable is basically the sound coming out of OBS after I apply my filters to it, like aside from the voice changer. So it basically normalizes my sound levels, makes sure that they're not too loud, and it suppresses low background noises. But in this case, I had to directly tap my real microphone. And then when I turn on the voice changer, I can preview it on these headphones, but in order for an app to pick it up, when the voice changer is enabled, I have to go to properties here and basically just tell OBS to pick the voice mod microphone. Whereas when I'm on StreamYard, what I do on StreamYard is I tell StreamYard to tap the virtual audio cable, which is really just the same thing as saying this microphone, but with these filters here. These are the 3 filters I use actually. Oh, why is this one on? I wasn't expecting that filter to be on. Oh, I'm using the equalizer. Oh yeah, okay, good. I was using the equalizer to make my bass a little bit less muddy, which was set up for the other microphone, not this one, but whatever. Let's see what I sound like without the filter. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Right, well, I'll deal with that later on. So yeah, I hope that answers that. Yeah, I do have a Stream Deck, and it actually does integrate into the application. I don't really use the integrations that much because for like a solid multiple months I was having a lot of issues with the Stream Deck, and it turned out it had everything to do with the USB hub on my monitor. It had nothing to do with the Stream Deck itself. So yeah, you know, it is what it is, you know, but I figured it out. Once I isolated it, the Stream Deck works really well now. So yeah, I should probably set up some shortcuts on the Stream Deck to take advantage of this. But for now, I'm going to completely exit voice mod now that I've shown you how that works. And real quick, let's see if I'm missing anything. The Stream Deck would probably, oh yeah, I got to resize this window, but we're going to deal with that later. The Stream Deck would probably wouldn't have one, but it probably networks with one. That essentially is what it is, kind of like a glorified remote with some automation. Yeah, no, it definitely does. It literally, like in the Stream Deck settings, that's actually, it's here. It says voice mod on the right side here. Like, look, see, it's got a whole category. Voice mod, voice changer on and off, yada yada. So it's all here. Yeah, you know, you got a lot of things you can utilize there. So it's definitely an option. Good night. I spent a lot of my life on rather pointless entertainment. Well, I appreciate your presence tonight, James. I hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you for tuning in and hanging out tonight. I like the soundboard that I was using. Was just playing MP3s that were already on my PC. Yeah. So that's one of the things I do with the Stream Deck. I do have some sound bites, but this is one of the reasons why what I usually do is I use my sound interface, or I use the headphone jack on my microphone alongside my onboard sound card, because when you're on a stream with multiple participants, you need to send the audio from StreamYard or Discord to your headphones. And then I need to play the sound bites on my speakers because I still want to hear the sound bite. Like if I play Godzilla making a noise, I want to hear the sound. But if I share the audio that I'm using for the stream on my, if I share this, audio stream while I'm talking to people on the stream, it's going to create echoes. So that's why it's important to have like essentially 2 sound cards, or to have an onboard sound card and a USB sound output, or, any combination of there. And luckily, USB microphones literally have basically a sound interface in of themselves. So we got a microphone. We also have a stereo sound output on it that can be used like a regular sound output. So many ways to skin a cat. Today, for some reason, I was having trouble with the audio input on my stream, on my M Audio sound interface. I'll play with that later, but that's another story. And so, unfortunately, it's a little bit more confusing for me to explain how I would typically do it, because right now it's not hooked up exactly the way I typically have it hooked up. Oh, it gets rid of background noise as well. Yeah. So basically, in a nutshell, there's a couple of options here, but basically what I use is I use compressor and expander. And I forget which one, but I believe compressor makes quiet sounds quieter, and expander makes loud sounds quieter, if I'm remembering correctly. So, oh no, it's the opposite. So basically, any sound is below negative 29 dB is suppressed a lot. Like, it basically ensures that like it's non-existent. So if I have an air conditioner or the fans in my computer, watch what happens when I turn off this filter. See it picking up background noise. You might not hear it without headphones, but it picks up background noise. And then this one here is like if I scream into my microphone, it'll prevent it from going into the red zone, I think. See? It works. So that's the gist of that. Now, this one here, I typically use the VST plugin to suppress loud air conditioning sounds. In fact, I have a summertime version of the filter here somewhere. But right now, I set it up as an equalizer instead. But I typically do use something very similar. That's a whole other rabbit hole. If you go to my past uploads or past live streams, there's literally one called the VST plugin that kind of goes into detail. So with that being said, I hope I covered everything relevant. Questions? Dude. Oh, I know, I've wasted my life. But no, I think he's talking about Battlestar Galactica. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, James. Yeah, I just got the Stream Deck already. It's coming real handy for the stream I just did, and I don't think I even scratched the surface. Yeah, I primarily use the Stream Deck to switch between scenes and OBS like this, right? Oh, wait. Can you see my messy desk? I can't even see my messy desk. Yeah, so I could do HDMI input, downward facing camera, main camera, MSI monitor, and then this is an ultra widescreen monitor. So what I can do is I can zoom out like this, and the idea is that like now if I want, I can like even make it blurry on purpose because I got manual focus on this camera, and then like, the idea is that you can see the entire ultra widescreen monitor if I want to do an instructional video and I want people to see like, oh, I'm opening the start menu, let's say, because let's say on the other hand I want to zoom in on the middle. Wait, now you can't see the whole screen. So yeah, if I zoom out, the problem is that you might have trouble reading the text because it's scaling it down. So what I can do instead is I press a button on my Stream Deck and I can show you the left side of my ultra wide monitor, the center, or the right side. So typically I keep it on the center unless otherwise necessary. Top monitor, or here's the cool one. This is like more of an OBS. Wait, oops, wrong menu. This right over here is like literally just all my monitors down. I do have to re-enable my drawing tablet. I don't know why it's not on right now. There it is. My drawing tablet is on the bottom. So like usually what I might do is open up the Windows Task Manager, and then I can like drag it to my drawing tablet where it's like out of the way, and I can just reference it when I want to see if like, if I'm editing video or whatever the crap I'm doing, I can kind of like monitor my resource utilization without occupying a lot of screen real estate. So that's the quick and dirty on how I utilize the Stream Deck. I'm sure you'll find some unique ways to use it as well. Ciao. Good night. Awesome one. And with that, I think I'm gonna also good night. Yeah, switching between scenes was the most useful. Absolutely, like literally, that's like the primary thing. Oh yeah, and I have a mute button. Muting the audio, recording, and also I have a pause button. So like while I'm recording, I can pause the recording and then kind of pick my nose and then resume the recording without starting a new file. So that's pretty cool too. Sometimes you have buttons that are multi-function, so like the record button is gonna both start recording and stop recording, whereas other buttons only do one function, only perform a single function. So bear in mind, just play around with it, little trial and error. I don't take advantage. I have some folders, but I don't take advantage of the multi-page thing. I still have to explore that, and I don't really utilize the profiles too much. Is this voice mod that does the compressor suppressor? No, that's just OBS. Yeah, so compressor and expander, which is both noise suppression and loud outburst suppression. That's within OBS. That is purely an OBS filter. If you literally Google compressor filter OBS, expander filter OBS, like literally just search those two things, you'll get like a straight up like write up, an article that explains like what they do and the rationale. But it took a little trial and error, but nowadays I have a good enough idea of what settings work for me. I could definitely send screenshots if that, becomes useful. The VFR or VPlugs VST 2.x plugin is really more necessary during the summertime, but essentially what it does is the VST plugin like records your noise floor. So you press a button and you stay completely silent, and it listens to the ambient noise environment. Then after you turn off that mode, it now has like a waveform where it shows like what part of the sound wave it's gonna always block, and you can tweak it here and there, but that's a whole other thing. Once again, I got some videos, maybe I'll do it in a community post or something, but like I've covered these in the past in somewhat reasonable detail. I have one button that will launch OBS on my VTuber software, Mix It Up bot, and the link to my intro playlist on YouTube, as well as starting the stream and muting my microphone. That's kind of cool. Huh. See, I'm lazy, but I haven't done that. Interesting. I should even look into like maybe doing some of the Stream Elements integrations with the Stream Deck. That could be really cool. So yeah, but you get the gist. So that's the current setup as of, in the current year. It's 2024. It is the current year. And I think I'm going to go get me a midnight snack before I tune into Aris's channel. Let's get Aris. I hope he's still on. I hope I didn't run the show too late, because I really do want people to tune into our boy Aris. Yes, he's on. You guys are going to be tuning in to our boy Aris 218 is live playing Final Fantasy 7. Call it a DJ raid. I mean, you could call it anything you want, but I'm going to call it a DJ raid. And we're going to raid that dude right now. And if you have any questions, comments, ideas, or concerns, Logan, feel free to send me a message. Or speak now. Or forever hold your peace. But jokes aside, I enjoy sharing how this works. I always have a good time showing my setup and, showing the progress I've made since a couple of years ago, and whenever I started streaming. It's about 2-3 years ago, basically. But, little trial and error. And like all of that jazz. So anyway, with that being said, I want to thank everyone for tuning. I want to thank Logan for tuning. I want to thank Awesome One, Lady Mist, James, Slim Nim, LCX, Some Person. No, okay, it's good to see you, Some Person. And many, many more, up to and including the Phantom Hooligans, who I may or may not have in my Stream Elements bot. But he's a cool cat either way. I would recommend tuning into him. Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips. David Javier Glenn. Salty Traveling Sea. Good man. He's got good content too. Like, he kind of just like, is like in a no F's given mode, but he has good content. We could have had that on the 3DS. Ooh. That would have been cool. Gundam games. Did they have Gundam games? They had Gundam games for N64. Okay, we'll talk about this next week. I was at the theater and they had VR headsets arcade game. Yeah, they did have a dope Gundam game in the arcade. It had these like weird battle pods. Oh, and Third for the second, he was here too. He's a great guy. I like Third. He makes a lot of unholy humor. I think it's great. Why, thank you. Well, I'll have to yeah, keep an eye out when I tune on Wednesdays. If I pop in the floor from under a rock this week, you might be amused. Yeah, I disabled the Streamlabs and Stream Elements stuff because they just don't use. Yeah, I mean, I only use Stream Elements for links, so I literally type in, like, I don't have it right now, but I just did a test. Like, here, let's do Slim Nim as an example. So if I type the word Slim in, it should show, there we go, no animals were harmed in the making of this game. That's like the only reason I use Stream Elements. It's literally that. I don't know what that is, but I will Google it after I grab my midnight snack, possibly use the restroom, etc. Thank you, El. I'll check that out. There's also an app for YouTube on the Stream Deck, apparently, that can post things in my chat, but I haven't gotten that to work yet. Could be useful if I want to send a chat message for a raid target. Yeah, that could be interesting. You know, like, I primarily use it to switch between video sources to control the audio mute, whether the audio is muted or not. And I have a lot of scenes. Like, you already saw all of the scenes I ran through. I basically ran through all of the important ones. And once in a while, if I add a scene that I have to manually click on and I find myself using it a lot, then I'll add it to the Stream Deck or I'll shuffle the buttons around. But what I need to do is bring back soundboards. I really need to get that set up again. And maybe video boards, which only reason I did test out some video boards while I was talking about Shin Godzilla with a friend, and I had a big oopsie. I kept switching between scenes and it kept playing video clips, essentially speaking over my friend. So I felt really bad about that. But anyway, with that all being said, once again, thank you all for tuning in. For anybody watching on the replay, if you have any questions, comments, ideas, or concerns, please leave a comment. Please consider liking and subscribing if you haven't already. And for now, we shall end